Episode 15. Round numbers, baby. Here we go. What's up, everybody? My name is Arman Vakili, and this is episode 15 of the Hashtag Everything Money show, where we talk about everything that has to do with moolah, baby. And episode 15 is going to be about financial freedom. So I'm going to go back a little bit. I want to look at it a little bit in a big picture view today, because the last 4 episodes we talked about a lot of detailed stuff. And so I want to kind of pull back a little bit, remind you of what all of these details that we talked about really means to you and how it can actually affect and impact your life, and some practical ways that you can actually implement it into your life and actually see results. By the way, Periscope is live right now, and if you're not following us on Periscope, this is the Periscope channel, so make sure you follow up on Periscope. And so let's get into it. So budget your way to freedom is the name of this specific episode. And I kind of touched on this way back towards the beginning. I think it was maybe episode 3 or 4. I don't exactly know which one it was, but it was talking about finding out your number, like finding out what your specific number is. And it just went through the goal worksheet of finding out what your ideal lifestyle is going to cost. And then we went into, what you would need to do to actually make that lifestyle come into fruition for yourself and create it, so on and so forth. So today is going to be a little bit, I want to look at the same topic in a different angle, so that maybe you kind of have a better view of it, or maybe a different enough perspective that the first episode will make sense for you. I don't really know how you're going to consume it. I just hope that it actually helps. So the way that I want to approach financial freedom and getting financially free today is by actually giving you action steps, like actual practical action steps. And some of you are not going to like this, because there's 3 different groups of people when it comes down to dealing with money, okay? There's the spenders, there's the savers, and then there's the avoiders that don't even want anything to do with the entire thing, okay? The spenders are the ones that obviously just love spending, right? They'll spend it faster than they made it. As soon as it comes in, it goes out, type of a thing. You can't take it with you. You know what I mean? That's what a spender philosophy is. Saver philosophy is the exact opposite, right? You got to scrimp and save and save and save and save. And then there's the avoider that's like, dude, just leave me alone, right? I don't even want to think about it, right? They don't open their statements, nothing like that. So spenders are not going to like this episode. Avoiders might not like this episode. The savers will love it, because it's just something that they're naturally good at doing anyway. So the only thing that I will say to the savers is spend a little bit of your money. It's okay to spend it on yourself, and it's okay to enjoy your money. You can't take it with you. So it's not like there's no benefit in being the richest person in the graveyard, right? So you do want to enjoy your money, but I fully understand why you're saving, and I'm totally in support of you saving, okay? Spenders, we need to talk a little bit. So the whole idea behind this episode is figuring out, first off, what your number is, right? And if you haven't watched that episode, go watch the episode about figuring out your number. And then you want me to, okay, so here we go. Because I don't want to make too much work for you in the editing, but if it's something simple, then okay, so here's the episode on figuring out your number. We'll just put it on my chest, my very broad, muscular chest, right? So this is the episode of figuring out your number. So you have that episode, right? And then once you figured out your number, the most practical way to actually get there is to live below your means. If you make $2,000 a year, or not a year, that would be horrible. Oh my God. Although there are people that live on $1 a day, or like $2 a day. So don't think it's that bad, because 2,000 is way more than $1 a day. But 2,000 a month. So let's say you're making $2,000 a month. Live on $1,900. Figure out a way to live on $1,900. At that point, you now have an extra $100 at the end of the month. Same thing applies. You're making $5,000. Believe it or not, the people who actually make more money typically are in the worst financial situation, because they've accumulated more expenses for themselves, and they've accumulated more expenditures, you know what I mean, and debt and liabilities and all those things. So if you're making $5,000 a month, live on $4,800, live on $4,500. Take that extra $500 and put it strictly into a savings account or an investment account, better yet, right? So you have to get yourself set with your liquid assets first. So you budget, you take your extra money, put it inside a liquid account until you have 6 months at least worth of your expenses, right? So if you're living on $1,900 a month, you're making $2,000, you're living on $1,900. You take $100 and you keep saving until you now have $1,900, which is your expenses, multiplied by 6 months sitting inside a savings account, right? And that's going to take care of you in the case that you ever needed any kind of, rain money, what are the kind of money for a rainy day type of a thing, or like emergency money. So you have that, it's sitting inside a liquid account, nothing's going to happen to it, right? There's that part of it. And then after you have that 6 months worth of liquid assets, then you go into the investing game and figure out a way how to invest and grow and grow and grow, right? But then the most practical and probably the easiest way that you can still enjoy a good lifestyle, but at the same time save and actually be financially free is figure out a way to make more money, right? Rarely ever will I recommend to somebody who has a job currently to go get a second job, because I feel like that's very, it's not at all productive and it's a waste of your time. If you already have a full-time job, which most probably and hopefully 99.9% of the people that are watching this do already have a full-time job. So if you already have a full-time job, then what you want to do is figure out a part-time way for you to start a business for yourself, right? At our company, at Flawless Financial, we're constantly on the lookout for people that do want to become entrepreneurs, and we give them internships and we help them get their licenses within their state and with their government so they can actually become a licensed financial planner and build their own financial services practice, and you make really, really good money. So as a part-time gig, I feel like that, or just any kind of a business, start an internet marketing company or an internet marketing business, start blogging, whatever it may be, figure out a way that you're not trading your time for money. Does that make sense? You're trading value for money. That way, the first week it's not going to pay you, second week it's not going to pay you. A lot of times, it does, but most probably it's not going to end up paying you, and it's something that you have to work on. But if you're working on it, if you're studying, doing your due diligence, figuring out what you need to do, figuring out how you can hack the system and whatever is that, the system in general. I'm not talking about like the system as a grand scale, like the system of the United States. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about figuring out the internet marketing system so that you can make money faster online, or figuring out the direct selling system, or figuring out how do I go buy a case of waters, a case of 48 water bottles at Costco for $5, put it inside an ice cooler, and then go sell it on the beach on a hot day and sell it for $1 a piece. And I take my $5 investment and turn it into a $50 return, or turn it. That's 1,000% gain, by the way, for people that didn't know. And so these are the things, you know what I mean? So these are the things that you want to work on. So if you're going to develop some kind of an extra part-time hustle to stack up extra money for yourself, to make more money for yourself, look into some kind of a business opportunity. Look into some kind of a 1099 contractorship. Look into something that you are not getting paid by the hour, because you're not going to end up making enough money that will give you the head start that you need, or that will give you the lead that you would need to become financially free. So you use your full-time income, you use your full-time job to pay your bills, to take care of your basic expenses, so on and so forth. And then every extra 20 hours that you have, every extra 15 hours that you have in that week, you dedicate it towards building your own business. We would be more than happy to help you that way. We do have a lot of internships open that are going on across the country right now, so I would be more than happy to help you. We do look at a lot of our candidates very, very closely, so we don't give these internships away just to anybody. But if you would like, you're more than welcome to apply, and I would be more than happy to give it a consideration. And I will be the one that does a lot of the hiring processes myself. So you will end up speaking with me at some point during that entire recruiting process, and hopefully it works out. And if it works out, then we'll give you the best opportunity we can. We'll give you the best resources that we can, so you can make the most money that you can in the shortest amount of time possible. It was almost smooth and perfect, but then I ended up killing it in that last phrase. So that was pretty much it, right? Really, really simple, really, really practical, something that I feel like every single person could apply immediately, right? Go through your budget And what I'll do is I'll actually include a budgeting worksheet in the bottom of this, and I'm going to make a note right here. Hold on. Include budget worksheet. Cool. So I'm going to make sure to include a budget worksheet for you in the description below, so you have that, so you can actually really go through your budget and look at where you can cut the fat. And here's some examples. $5 a day at Starbucks so you can get your Frappuccino, you could probably cut that out. Your 200, 300 cable channels that you never watch because you want to get the sports package, you could probably cut that out. Some of the BS expenditures to feed your habits, so if you drink alcohol or if you spend way too many hours per week entertaining yourself, whether it's at the movies or restaurants, going out, you spend too many weekends in Vegas, whatever it may be, there is something that you can do that you can cut out the fat, that you can stop spending extra money, and then you take that extra money and then you take it and put it towards your liquid savings, liquid assets, and ultimately your financial freedom account. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. I feel like I'm endorsing water, which is not a bad thing. Drink water, it's good for you. It had nothing to do with money. Maybe it does, I don't know. But this was episode 15 of the #Everything Money Show. My name is Arman Vakili, your host. I am so freaking awesome. No, that's so weird. That's not what I meant to say. I am so awesome. Just do that in black and white, and then we'll come back to it. I am awesome, but that's not what I meant to say. I am so freaking excited that we made it to episode 15. This is so awesome. And if you've been following us from episode 1, I just want to give you a special shout out, because it really means a lot to me when people actually have that kind of a loyalty. And I really wish that I could be there to shake your hand and hug you and look you in your eyes directly and tell you how grateful and thankful I am of you. But I feel like this is the best that I can do at this immediate time with the immediate resources that I have. So in the future, it might change. I might bust a Gary V move and fly out one of the followers from freaking God knows, Uganda. I don't know why Uganda. I have no idea why Uganda came up. But whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna stop. We're just gonna cut it right here, and we're gonna go to the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. It's been very exciting. Follow the channel, subscribe, comment, questions, all this different kind of stuff. And then as soon as this blacks out, you're gonna see all of my personal social media, and you know what you gotta do, right? That would probably be the time that, like, you just cut the video. Cut the video. Did you actually cut it, or is it still?